And all the crews are now locked on. I'm going to begin aligning the crews. And the crews are aligned. Penn, Princeton, Dartmouth, Tennessee. Attention, go. Real aggressive start out of the Tigers here, really trying to get that early lead. And it looks as Dartmouth may have caught a few puddles there on their start. And as the crews come level, Princeton is out to an early 2-seat lead. And that Princeton second varsity continues to stay in those high strokes, trying to get a good start sequence. And as the crews are going to shift down into base, we approach 250-meter mark. Princeton is off to about a 6-seat lead.
Yeah, and it looks like the rest of the boats are fighting for second. Everyone else is running level about now. And Princeton continues to push that lead.
And it looks as though Princeton now has a full length on Dartmouth and Penn. And Dartmouth, Penn, and Tennessee are all level with Princeton out to a 1-length lead. As we come in to the 500-meter mark, it looks as though Princeton is going to be pushing for open water.
Yeah, they're really trying to end this race early, Ian. Get in front and stay ahead.
And at this point, the crew falling off pace a bit is the Pennsylvania crew out in lane 1. Looks as though Tennessee and Dartmouth are running just about level with a slight advantage to Dartmouth. And Princeton will cross the 500-meter mark with a 1-length lead.
Yeah, but you got to look at this Princeton crew right now. You got to look at the length, the composure, and the power that they're really exhibiting on the oar right now. It's really something to see.
Oh, most definitely. We got a good, solid, long rhythm out of the Princeton crew. The other crews are scrapping it out behind, trying to catch up. But I think this base speed and base rhythm from Princeton is going to be too much to handle.
Yeah, they're taking it really aggressive right now. You can tell the coxswain is really trying to get them open water on the field.
But Dartmouth is fighting strong, not letting them go. Trying to hang on to that Princeton stern as we come into 7:50 to go. It looks as though Dartmouth might have moved back a touch on Princeton. Moving the bow ball up to the Princeton coxswain. Tennessee maintaining about a half length back on Dartmouth, and Penn is falling off the pace.
$750 in. Not to go. In, not to go.
And once again, Princeton is maintaining that margin over Dartmouth. They had a really fast first 500 meters, and it looks like Dartmouth in the second 500 is pushing to try and get back into Princeton. As we approach the 1,000-meter mark, I think Dartmouth may have taken back a seat or two. Bow ball in between coxswain and stroke seat of Princeton. Tennessee is now fallen off the pace as they're just a touch open back on Dartmouth, and it looks as though Dartmouth's going to try and push into Princeton here. I think we can almost expect a move from the Princeton crew here to 1,000, trying to close the door on this race, coming into the third quarter here.
Well, the scouting report on Dartmouth is always a really, really strong second 500, Ian, so you had to expect that Princeton knew this, wanted to have a strong starting first 500 so they could neutralize that second 500 out of Dartmouth.
And it looks as though that race is going right to their plan. Princeton now on the move, trying to push their stern past Dartmouth's bow ball, trying to break that open. It's real important in a race like this. You break contact, it makes it very difficult for a crew to come back, and it looks as though Princeton is trying to do that right now. And we're through 750, and Princeton maintains that 1-length lead over Dartmouth.
Rounding out the field, you have about a length, maybe half a length of open water back. You have the University of Tennessee, followed by about a full length back from Tennessee, the University of Pennsylvania.
Really strong race here from the Tigers. Good, solid third 500. They've maintained their rhythm, and it looks as though they've pushed out to maybe about a touch of open over Dartmouth.
Yeah, they're really trying to break that elastic band between them and Dartmouth right now. If they can do that, it's going to make this last 500 pretty special for them.
And the Tigers will enter the last 500 with a 1-length lead over Dartmouth. And you could probably expect Princeton to maybe take a beat here, push forward towards the line, and it looks as though Princeton has raised their speed and are now inching away from Dartmouth.
Yeah, Princeton's in complete control right now, Ian. Everybody in the boat has a little bit out of the side of their eye, the Dartmouth 8. This makes them want to push a little bit harder to extend that margin.
As we approach 2:50 to go, Princeton once again continues to march away from Dartmouth. I think, yeah, it's pretty safe to say that they've now broken open, and they're continuing to push. Definitely not content with the lead that they've built up so far. They want to see if they can get more by the end of this race.
Oh, you never are content, are you?
Never. And Princeton continues to push away. Really strong last 250 from the Tigers here. Really accurate blades into the water. You can see all the blades going in right together. Good leg drive from all 8, and they just continue to push away. Real solid last 500 here for Princeton. And it looks as though they're probably going to finish this race with about half to 3/4 of a length of open water. And Princeton will take this one. Good race from the Princeton women's second varsity 8, followed by Dartmouth, followed by Tennessee, and rounding out the field will be Penn.
So Ian, what do you think about your thoughts on this race? Definitely a solid look by Princeton. In my opinion, brilliant race strategy.
Yeah, you know, they wanted to get ahead early and stay ahead, and it looks like they did that, and they continued to maintain solid base speed through the middle of that race, and then they were able to pick it up in the end. Really a complete race.
You know, I think the best part of that they showed is they had a strong first 500, but they were able to pour the gas on again on the third 500 to continue to extend their lead.